don't own the rights or no infringement is intended to the material that has been added to this original content. I thought I was talking to y'all already. My bad. Like I said, you are out of bounds. You are out of bounds. Yep. Just like when you playing basketball, football, or something, tennis, and you step your foot over the line, you are out of bounds. Welcome to Blended Healing. Yep. Blowing the whistle on yourself because you are the biggest offender of your own boundaries. The one, the ones that you set for yourself, and then you cross your own line. So if you cross your own line, therefore people don't feel any way of crossing your boundary line because you done did it. Make it make sense. If you don't take your own self seriously, how can anybody else? And it's easy to throw the blame when somebody else crosses one of your boundaries. Like it could be your coworkers or anybody like that, your friends, your family, people you know, people on this app. You know what I mean? Or if you're feeling pressured by somebody else into revealing the details of your shit. Yo, how they supposed to respect you, man? If you can't even respect your own boundaries, you put up a whole boundary fence, and then you put a gate in between your shit and they shit. But what your ass did is you left the damn gate open. Now they can cross your boundaries and you can cross somebody else's. You have set your own self up for failure. Let me explain something to you. If you're a person who sets boundaries that are never maintained, your actions or your lack thereof could be the root of the problem. Let me say that again. If you are a person who sets boundaries that are never maintained, your actions or your lack thereof could be the root of the problem. In that case, figuring out why you tend to violate your own shit, your own boundaries, maybe just the first step to better upholding them. You feel me? Let me explain something to you. It can be tough. Yeah, it could be hard to identify when you may be crossing your own boundaries because it often happens when you are abandoning your own shit or your own self-interest. You violate your own boundaries when you prioritize someone else and their desires or feelings over your own. And this often looks like saying yes when you know you want to say no. So agreeing to help someone move, right? When you have missed your own shit or you trying to do something new and you know you already overloaded. But then you walk right across your boundaries and allow them to violate you. Oh, no, 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 no. You violated yourself because you violated your own boundaries. When you put somebody else and you prioritize someone else, or you put somebody else, however you want to paint it, color it, or whatever you want to do, desires or feelings over your own, ain't nobody going to take your ass serious. I'm just saying. Here, could it be this?
I said that I'm one of the greatest. I said I wanted to be famous. I am not just a star in the making. It is barriers that I am breaking. A lot of people would rather be aimless. A lot of people keep doing the same shit. In my comments they calling me Satan. I'm already condemned to damnation. Know my verse but they don't know my name. Let the scavengers eat off my plate. Who I am is not a for debate. I don't just float, I skate. Why would I ever conform? My presence is not on the norm. I know that they're scared cause they see a storm. This is not my final form. I am a fever. So I can see clear. Didn't I tell you that I am a god? I am the things that you think I am not. I am a siren. The alarm ringing after the silence. And it stays them. And I slay them. If I slay them, I mean those hands. I don't do anything for club. Do anything for club. Bitches is mad. Bitches is trash. I was gonna grouch.
Are we clear? Okay, I hope that's not the case. All right. So it might seem as if others are at fault for violating your boundaries, when in reality, you're allowing it to happen, right? You're allowing it. So, say, for example, right? You hanging out, you with some other people's, right? And you might let somebody that you with start talking shit about somebody else that you cool with, right? Even though it makes you feel uncomfortable. And in your own personal life, if you allow this to happen, or you allowed somebody vent to start talking shit about somebody else, when you don't have the emotional capacity to listen to that shit, rather than saying something to stop the conversation, you uphold the boundary. You're letting it all fall upon impact. I'm just saying, don't shoot the messenger. All I'm telling you is that in first looks, that should look bad as hell. You feel me? That looks bad. Looks bad. It's not a good look. It's not a good look, money. If you're always trying to be the martyr or being a people pleaser, and things happen at your own expense because you're not solid in your own boundaries, that keeps you from having your needs fully met. And at worst, leave you feeling unseen, violated, or walked over. And then over time, this is going to breed resentment because your boundaries ain't clear. You violating your own shit. So why would you violate yourself? Could it be that the perception that you have of yourself and how you suspect others perceive you may be the reason why you violate your own boundaries? I'm just saying. And if you feel like your boundaries might make you appear selfish or uncaring or mean, can fuel an inability to uphold it. I just wanted that to resonate. That's why I paused. I paused. These fears, beloved, are often rooted in an even deeper insecurity. If you don't feel like you're good enough as you are, then you might feel the need to be seen as nice or accommodating in order to be liked or approved of. Uplifting your boundaries then may threaten the niceness that you're trying to portray, making it seem like the right move to let them fall. Your fence just fell. You gonna go out there and fix that? Your fence fell. Your fence fell. You ain't build it solid. Feeling unworthy, beloved, of having your own boundaries in the first place may also be why you're so easily able to violate them. Adding that this is the way that you see yourself. And it's a possibility that these traits or the way that you move in or the way that you act in could be something from childhood that's unhealed. You understand what I'm saying? But oh no, you want to be the nice guy. You want to be everybody's friend. Let me make nobody likes your ass. All right, that's not nice. Let me just say it better. Some people like you, but you ain't for everybody. How's that? You ain't for everybody. You ain't everybody's cup of tea. So you would rather be everybody's friend. You know, I'm talking about myself too. You'd rather be somebody's friend than to stand 10 toes down on what you believe. I'm just saying. I'm just saying. And you overstepping your own boundaries is only sending a message that your boundaries aren't important, or that you don't even have the right to your own being separate because you want to be inside. You want to be inside with everybody else. This can be embedded in your mind. I try to tell you. All right. What it's doing, it's wreaking havoc on your ability to feel and express your boundaries, which can set you up for a lifetime of people pleasing.
Petty. Shorty used to do it small till he got with the kid. Used to twist the bottle open, now we popping the lid. Added sugar to his life on some sweet shit. Tell me I'm his favorite type of lick. I'm a sweet bitch. Listen, I'm a G, but he softened me up. He got me feeling like a queen, and I ain't never gonna settle again. My twin flame couldn't settle as friends. Respect my hustle when he love with intent. And he love with intent. I keep you grinning, keep your cheeks warm. You rap on my lyrics every time I put the beats on. Tell me I look pretty when I'm on top. Don't stop into my stomach like a crop top. Lay up every night like the block hot. This is not the average type of woman that you fucking with. I am not your other bitch. Have a player wanna share his government. Other thing is shorty where your focus at. You a real nigga and I know that when I notice that. Don't hold him back. Said you a real nigga, and I know that when I noticed that, no holding back. Look, he like his lady with a little bit of spice. Body setting nice, real bad gal. With my type of height, type of vibe, type of snack. Fucking while he fucking back. He know I'm conceited, so he fuck me while we bump my tracks. Listen, I get anything I want, and not to mention I'm his favorite rapper, so we get along. Where am I that he be tired after he know what I offer? He ain't giving nothing less. He know what he got at home. See, he fucking with the best. Not the average type of woman that you fucking with. I am not your other bitch. Have a player wanna share his government. Other than your shorty, where your focus at? You a real nigga, and I know that when I notice that. This is not the average type of woman that you fucking with. I am not your other bitch. Have a player wanna share his government. Other than your shorty, where your focus at? You a real nigga, and I notice that. No holding back.
So here we are. Here we are. What if I told you that if you were micromanaged as a child, right? Your every movement that you made, every move, to the point where you weren't ever allowed to act in accordance of how you felt. And then once you finally are able to act in autonomy, right? Later in life, you might struggle to set and maintain real boundaries since you weren't given the chance to do so as a kid. Just saying. And in that case, you may not feel like you really know yourself, who you are, and what you want or don't want. But you know you want to be liked, so you might agree to things that then you resent later on. And if that's the case, you're essentially allowing yourself to cross your own boundaries because you've barely defined them yourself. Your fence fell. So as you're in a place of trying to repair your fence, your boundary fence, make sure you take and eliminate that gate because you can't be trusted with a gate in your boundary fence. What can I do, Bloom? Well, you can reflect on the reason why you're violating your own boundaries in the moment. How about getting curious or wondering about an unhelpful behavior that can help you figure out why it's happening? What is the essential way of putting an end to that? So if you say yes to something, right, and you really mean no, you need to ask yourself why you made something else more of a priority over what you really want to do. And if the reason is that you should have, then you need to take a moment to reflect on why you did that. What's the origin of that? And if you feel like you should go to the event, consider what you're afraid would happen if you didn't. And if that did happen, then what? You can keep asking until you get to the core of that fear that led you to say yes. Perhaps the root fear is that the people at the event, right, will get mad and drop you as a friend. Then you need to ask yourself, if you know that to be true, were they really your friend anyway? Booyah. You have to give yourself permission, beloved, to honor your needs instead and let go of what or how it will be perceived. What's another thing? Be clear. Be as clear as possible to other people about your boundaries as possible. Those who struggle the most to uphold their boundaries may feel the need to make their boundaries vague. People often over explain or sugarcoat their boundaries to avoid disappointing people. But this can create confusion, and confusion can make room for boundary crossing, whether it's intentional or not. And for that reason, it's helpful to be specific and to the point as possible when you express your boundaries, as in, I can't work past 6 o'clock, or I can't help you right now, or I have plans already. And when you make that boundary clear, you're less likely to be talked or talk to yourself out of your own shit. And if you're not sure enough about particular requests to be this straightforward, then it's suggested that you need to buy yourself some time rather than just saying yes, since it's harder to enforce a boundary later that you have previously ignored. Always say that you're going to think about it. Check your calendar, check in with your partner, whatever that is, and then get back to the person. And in doing so, you can give yourself more time to determine what you actually really want to do and how you can express it. Learn to communicate your boundaries as statements and not questions. A boundary of yours is yours alone, which means it's not up for debate. But when you present the boundary as a question, like many people do, as in, could you avoid messaging me after 6 o'clock? Or could you stop making jokes about my appearance? You're opening up the conversation for discussion rather than you stating your own position. Instead, try to set or stick to the facts and use your statements like I will, I'm not, I can't, or I need when expressing your own boundaries. For example, you might simply say, I'm not comfortable with you making jokes about my appearance. Period. Point blank. End the discussion. Ashe. Ashe. Here's another thing. Set consequences for crossed boundaries. In the same way that you might follow a rule more closely if you face punishment for breaking it, you're just more likely to uphold your boundaries if there's a real consequence to not doing so. The key is to make that consequence known in advance by relevant parties, people that are around you, so you're actually held accountable to. For example, you might say, if this happens again, I will walk away from the conversation. Or if you call me again when I'm at work, I won't answer the phone. Remember that boundaries are about communicating when your limits are, what your limits are, and what you will and won't accept. They are ultimately about you, not about other people. What else? Understand that you can't please everyone all the time. You can walk all over your own boundaries in the name of pleasing everyone around you. And in a lot of cases, this will work, but not in all of them. And here is another thing, that regardless of your actions, at some point in time, there will be someone who is disappointed or upset by them. Know that for sure. But at least, if their disappointment is the result of you upholding your own boundaries, standing on your 10, standing in your integrity, standing in love for yourself, setting your own boundaries, you can take comfort in knowing that you made a self-honoring choice. Just because they're disappointed doesn't mean you have done anything wrong. Give them the dignity of being on their own path while reminding yourself that it's okay to choose your own. Ashe, Ashe.
I am in awe of water. How it moves, how it changes, how it takes many forms. It's like me. This being, this body that's made up of the same things out there in space. I am its host. Capturing my evolution has always been a part of the plan, and I used to think I had to conform in order for the messages to be communicated. But it is not compliance that impacts us, but authenticity, truth. To be like the trees, I must have roots, an ever-expanding foundation. There are things I have to come back to, parts of this three-dimensional realm that ground me. My clothes, my hair, my makeup, my tattoos, my people, my kin. All of these things are woven, no, stabbed into me so they can be adorned. I create pathways from motion, friction, from force, from love, from pain. To connect to what was and what will be. As a child, I feared fire. I saw no good in it, only destruction, only pain. Bright yellow and orange embers that feed on roots and turn them into smoke. A concrete jungle made by the hands and backs of black, brown, and indigenous people, built to house the ones that took us from our homes. The ones that burned down villages and condemned those for being. The fire that killed, though, also created a beast. It exists in me too, and he is hungry. She is famished. I know my mission now. I know why I'm here. To exist. And as I exist, others will see it too. As I move, as I create, I am also feared. My words are not just feeling, but fact. And what I know is what I have experienced, and what others have experienced before me. My action is in the waves, deep in the frequencies. It starts as a ripple, grows and crashes onto shores, walls built by society. I've always been here to break them, to remind people to be people again, to be human, to be alien, to let go of a binary we ourselves created. That is when we will know freedom.
You are the author and the creator of your reality. If you set boundaries and don't stick to them, then you open yourself up to people walking all over you and losing respect. You don't have to be a people pleaser. You are here for a mission and a purpose to uplift humanity. But don't get it twisted. Don't get it twisted. Don't allow somebody to knock your fence over again. You need to put reinforcements on the side of the fence so it does not blow over, does not fall over, which allows you to be stronger in your own self. And in being stronger in yourself allows the spirit and the divine to work through you so you can accomplish your mission and your purpose. It's not selfish to put yourself first. It's a requirement. It's a requirement in that you can't give to people if you yourself are empty. And you hear that often in this walk, in this life of spirituality. There are many energies, many people, many situations that you will find yourself in. But if you don't stand 10 toes down for yourself, how can you stand on 10 for anybody else? You were placed here in this world, in this 3D physical world, not to be of the world, not to move as the world does, but to transcend the world and to ascend your own being. You are here to learn. You are here to give a hand up, not a handout. Honor your ancestors by being your true, authentic self. They put a lot on you. And I know that oftentimes our backs are bent over for the weight that they put on us. But what I do know is that you're built for it. And in those days where you feel as though you're about to just cave in from the weight that is being put on your shoulders, that's when you outstretched your arm and said, I need help. And miraculously, one of your soul family members will grab your hand and help you with your load. but even greater than that, in the divine, in your communication, in your breath. The divine is here to help us with these things I know. So in your closet, in your prayer closet, or in your corner, or in your sacred space, or if you are in your mind with any doubt of who you are, you need to start looking within and reminding yourself how great you are. Ashe, Ashe. Thank you for stopping by Blended Healing. I will see you all real soon. Be well, stay safe, and I hope that you receive this message. And if not, pass it along to somebody to uplift them. I would truly appreciate it. Thank you for stopping.